Hokori's turn to ban. Gaimin Gladiators turn to ban. Hokori's turn to ban. Gaimin Gladiators turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Hokori's turn to pick.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the TI-11 group stages coverage here on BreakCDK, now joined by Gods as my co-caster, and we got our final series of the day, the night, wherever you may be. It is the final series here of what officially is day number 1 here for our stream at least. We got Hokori going up against Gaimin Gladiators, and a couple things to talk about here. Frankly, the one that I think a lot of people want to talk about is the fact that Hokori comes into this 2-2 record overall, including a split series against LGD Gods.
Yeah, I started the day casting with some of the other games, and when I finished my game, I hop on Twitter, and I just see a bunch of people tweeting "Are Hokori the best team at TI and stuff?" And I'm like, what's going on here? Yeah, they almost 2-0'd LGD even apparently. So they showed up. They showed up prepared and looking good. The Gladiators, similar record, different story. They had a 2-0 against BetBoom, which were 2 long games, and then they kind of got stomped by OG. So this is a pretty important series. These are 2 teams that are kind of, I think, flying under the radar. People don't have super high expectations for either team, but they're teams that could definitely, cause some upsets, make some waves.
10 seconds remaining.
As they already have, specifically Hokori once again. Yeah. So yeah, again, there's a lot of Dota to be played, and that's obviously the kind of the crazy thing with these group stages, where 20 teams involved, 10 in each group, and 18 games over this 4-day period that you have to play. So if the draft kind of just connects and things start working from the laning phase, who knows what can happen. So looking forward to seeing how that continues here in game 1 of this series. And all right, let's talk about this opening, though. We got the Enigma first pick, the Rubik Enchantress, but there's the Shadow Fiend, a hero that we've been seeing plenty in this event.
Yeah, SF seems, alongside Morphling, those are the 2 carries right now, at least considered to be the 2 best carries. The only 2 that seem to be getting picked up in the first phase. Maybe I've seen a Slark, a hero there, maybe a random sniper counter-picking SF, but SF's great. There's just so many things that work well with it. You can build these strong 5-man push drafts around the minus armor, now that you get the talent that affects buildings, and it's just a scary hero. Hokori have picked up basically 2 cores in the first phase because of how strong both Enigma and SF are.
Yeah. Funny enough, this is, the 7th game now, broadcasting today myself, and we actually haven't seen Shadow Fiend, but I know what the stats, and we have seen a lot of these first 2 bans coming out on the hero. It's understandable why he is getting so much respect, and you always gotta love the wombo combo potential, as we talk about with the Shadow Fiend Enigma too. But yeah, how about the Rubik in response to the Enigma? What do you think about that?
I think it's maybe a little overly reactionary, because I think so much of Enigma, you're not just picking Enigma for the black hole.
No.
This hero is just this solid offlaner that pressures buildings and just goes for these team-oriented items. Wraith Pact is almost always the first item you buy on the hero, and that's, not something that Rubik...
Decir que Gaimin Gladiators va a tener mucho tiempo extra para poder pensar y para poder analizar cuál va a ser los bans y los picks a elegir. Mientras tanto, Hokori acaba de banear Brutus Mother para este encuentro. Es curioso, ¿no? Lo que se para baneando es una Brutus Mother que normalmente te puede condicionar a poder presionar. Lo hemos visto en la anterior partida como una Brutus Mother que toma bastante relevancia en el juego, entonces como que no quiere tener este tipo de inconvenientes y el tipo termina simplemente baneándolo, ¿no? Mientras tanto tenemos, por parte de Gaimin Gladiators, termina siendo Tuskar, ¿no? Tuskar baneado por parte de Gaimin Gladiators. Mientras tanto, vamos a ver cuál va a ser el siguiente ban por parte de los Dragones Rojos. Recuerden, chicos, estamos en este League International 2022 y en este momento tenemos este encuentro del Group Stage, Hokori contra Gaimin Gladiators, y esta vez es por el grupo B. ¿El grupo B? No, el grupo A. Grupo A, chicos. Grupo A, y hasta el momento, ¿cómo está el grupo A? Para los que me preguntan por interno, a ver, grupo A. AD-VEL está con 4 puntos, G con 4 puntos, Arroyo de Migrant con 3 puntos, Gaimin Gladiators con 2 puntos, Hokori con 2 puntos, Team Liquid con 2 puntos, Sport con tan solamente 1 punto, PSG NDD con 1 punto, Sony con 1 punto, Bell Team con 0 puntos. Así es que acá nos conviene sí o sí ganar. Vamos a ver cómo le va a Hokori como Gaimin Gladiators.
Long day for everyone, right? Everyone that's involved in this event on the production side, as well as especially the players too. But you know, there's still a couple of games to be played. Certainly the focus could be there once the game starts, but nothing wrong with trying to relax the best you can in terms of getting ready for the final series of the day.
The group stage for, obviously you mentioned like for everyone, but for teams it's like it really is this marathon. Like you can't go all in on every series in terms of preparation and like using all your mental and physical energy. You have to really pace yourself a bit because like for the teams today in Group A, you're playing 3 best of 2s. There's all these other games going on against potential opponents. You have to really lean on your coach or coaches and analysts for the team to kind of do the prep for each series because you don't get the chance to watch all those other games. You're playing all day.
Yeah.
5 seconds.
Yep. So playing continues, and they're going to be playing with a Beastmaster on the side of Gaimin Gladiators.
Yeah,
over there, right?
They played this earlier today. It's kind of one of their, I think, just comfort heroes. Ace and the team as a whole just play really well around it. And you look at Beastmaster and Enchantress, I think you've got a kind of strong foundation to kind of build a, classic push draft where you just, play your lanes out and then 15 minutes in, you're just going from off-lane tower to mid-tower, and then you're going for Roshan, and you just kind of go from objective to objective. Beastmaster's just really good for that kind of play style.
Yeah, I want to say we saw a Bat Rider earlier to go along with the Beastmaster. Yeah, there's a lineup, I forget the exact game, but certainly it was just a go, go, go kind of lineup, and, the Crystal made it. Something was bound to be picked up that's going to worry you, and that's certainly one of those options here. So
Tia's really gives, they're clearly indicating what their draft's looking to do. It's not going late game. It's all about this early to mid game. It's another strong pushing hero. All you need on TA is your Blink, BKB, Deso. Maybe you don't even get the Bleak anymore. Sometimes you get some Dragonlance in there. But they want to take that early Roshan. They want to take all these early towers. TA is like one of the best pushing carries in Dota. Although we haven't seen much TA on this patch. Find these heroes with Enchantress, and honestly, it's pretty scary. Hokori need something to kind of deep push this game, which is why heroes like Puck are getting banned out, because that's kind of what would round out their draft pretty well.
It is interesting, though, seeing a Shadow Fiend and a Templar Assassin in the game on either side, and both teams banning out mid-hero. Something about that feels wrong, guys.
Dota's changed in some funky ways, but seeing these safe lane TAs and SFs these days. I mean, SF still goes mid a lot. I think TA, at least to some extent, is being played mostly safe lane. There isn't much mid TA against certain matchups, sure. It's definitely bizarre. Totally agree.
Yeah, getting old here, guys. Back in my day, that wouldn't have been a thing. I don't know about this.
Back in the Dota 1 days.
Yeah, that's been a while, man. All right, 15 seconds remaining though for Hokori. They're really trying to figure out Lustrack. Okay.
Yep. Just, I guess, another hero that would complement pushing, of course, Edict and whatnot. And I think they're just worried. I mean, you should be worried about getting overran here. They're thinking, okay, what's going to round out this draft? It doesn't have to be another pushing hero. Sometimes, like heroes like you mentioned, the Bat Rider, I think work well with pushing strats because you want to have a way to initiate and catch people who try and defend towers. Like, there's going to be some CM or SF sitting at towers throwing nukes. You want to have a way to jump them and kill them, which a hero like that, right? So we'll see where Gladiators go, whether it's some kind of catch, some kind of additional pushing power, but they have the last pick, and the fact that TA can flex between mid and safe lane gives them a lot of room to go a number of directions with it.
All right, not a lot of time for Hokori to figure out this actual final pick. The Kunko ban happens. Where do they go now?
Push.
5 seconds remaining.
Something with some kind of AoE nuke and wave cutting capabilities. Oh, it's not that. It's Pudge. Okay. Tanky kind of sits in front. A lot of teams are pairing Pudge with SF. This is a hero pairing that's super popular. I think first it was Team Liquid during the last chance qualifiers who were doing a lot of this, and I think the two heroes just kind of cover each other's weaknesses pretty well. Like, there's not like some obvious synergy. It's a good pairing.
All right, so I assume it's going to be that safe lane Pudge then. Of course, Shadow Fiend ends up.
Most likely. You can send Pudge mid as well. I mean, go back to Team Liquid, that's something they've done where they pick Pudge SF and actually send Pudge mid against certain hero matchups. Like, it was against a Death Prophet, I think, one game I saw. So there's some matchups that Pudge will be pretty happy to play mid, but depends on the heroes.
Well, I don't to that point. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't love Pudge versus TA, though. I think a big problem with this matchup for Pudge is you've got this flesh heap, which has, like, damage block built in, but TA hits so hard that it almost, like, it feels like you don't notice the damage block. You get far enough.
Gets that Desolator alone and starts shredding. Many times before. So yeah, now that to that point though, as far as, you know, they could interchange with Pudge and Shadow Fiend potentially. So I mean, Gladiators definitely still guess as far as matchups could potentially be in either or, and hero that maybe makes sense for both. But building, hitting.
Boom usually likes to play these, you know, more explosive heroes. It's more a Jirachi thing to play something like a TA. So do you see that Spirit player? He loves his Queen of Pain. So would expect him to be on a bit more of a playmaker. They don't have the tankiest frontline. Like, Beastmaster isn't really this tank. He's more like about all his summons and zoos. Yeah. So I'm wondering if that's something they're considering here. There's not really great mid lane options for that. Like, DK type heroes aren't really very popular. See soon enough. 3 seconds.
Batrider! Choose your hero.
There you go. Mention it at the start, and they go with the Batrider. This is solid.
Okay. Batrider it is.
Yeah, I think it lanes fine against where, I mean, you don't know the lanes initially, so whether it's Pudge mid or SF mid, I think that does well against both. SF is a little bit scared to play against that mid. There's always that lane break pushback and any kind of Ant or Rubik rotation that can threaten to kill you, so a good last pick.
Yeah, Analog queuing up on the Shadow Fiend here for Hokori. He, of course, is their mid player, so looks like it's going to be the Shadow Fiend versus Batrider mid, at least on paper right there. So yeah, good last pick, and again, it goes back to the idea we talked about earlier with the Batrider potential. It's a great other follow-up to the Beastmaster of always having that scare factor, if anything, as well as then following through with
5 seconds.
The last with a Primal Roar initiation. So Gaimin Gladiators certainly going to be looking to play pretty fast with this lineup, even the TA. Obviously can get involved as well. So is there a lineup you're favoring here? You think both sides got some strength, gods?
I think definitely favoring the Gladiators draft here. I think it's very cookie cutter, but it's hard to stop. And as good as like heroes like Enigma, SF, and B, like they've got the meta picks to a large extent on the Hokori side. I don't think they have the answers to this scary push. I think Batrider just plays off of Beastmaster so well. You get all this vision from the Hawk, from the Edge creeps. It's just going to make Boom's game so easy when it comes to kind of running in and getting these.
Hokori going to be up for the challenge. Obviously, they got great team fight potential, that's for sure. And the aura of Crystal Maiden is going to be a great ability to take advantage of this game as well. Really, every single hero's certainly benefit from having the Crystal Maiden on the team as well. But excited to be here in the final series now. As we mentioned, both teams with that 2-2 record, trying to break that even split. Could still remain that way in the end with a split here, but hey, starts with game number 1. Yep. series now.
Yeah, stuff like the CMR is nice, but it's still, I think, a tough laning stage when it comes to playing into Enchantress and Batrider.
On in. Smokes as usual, Gaimin Gladiators. Right off the bat, gonna throw out theirs. Side. They match it eventually. Enigma not gonna join them. He's going elsewhere. Picking up the early buckler, actually, from the beginning. Interesting stuff there from Enigma.
Yeah, I'm curious about this one. That's not what you normally expect from Enigma for starting items, but maybe he's just got a different idea about how to play this, and where is he going to be going? Surely it's just you're expecting offlane, but maybe Hokori want to swap up some of these lanes and try to find some better matchups.
And for the time being, might need to be careful here as we got a bit of a wraparound from the Gaimin Gladiators. 5 heroes, unable to find anybody though, as Hokori actually had a very similar idea, doing the same thing. Side of the map as the 4, so it ends up being no one finds each other.
Yeah, Hokori will come in and look for any mid lane wards, maybe. Get down early observer ward here just to get some extra vision, and yep, maybe a bit of a fight over this top brood. Gladiators get some wards down, and we'll see if they actually look to take this one.
Yeah, that punch hook, you always got to be worrying about that. In fact, there we go. There's the hook, the setup with the stun, and Rubik, he is dead. So Analog, you will love to see that on the Shadow Fiend.
You're just going to ditch the Tiny?
But
what is this?
Oh, maybe? Yeah, he's fine, but man, that was a lot of damage.
Yeah, everyone was just like, oh, gotta go to my lanes. And Helicore was like, guys, hello?
Team?
Luckily, the CM was a bit of a bro and stuck around, but whew.
Crystal made him the true support there.
He's down
big
bottom.
Start, get Shadow Fiend with the kill.
Yeah, this Beastmaster's taking a lot of damage down bottom. They've got a hook too.
Oh no.
Ace is actually going to go down. Second Frostbite. Wow. What a start. I mean, usually you think of these CM lanes with like jugs and stuff, but Pudge is another hero that really benefits from the Frostbite for these kills.
Yeah, talk about an easy setup mid lane. Analog getting low. 8 stacks of that sticky napalm, but it's Analog low, or is it Boom that's low? Let the taunts start flowing in with the tips. What a turnaround in that mid lane.
Yeah, what a beast.
We got action.
Yeah. Talk about some of these players, it's been a long day for them, and that's where some of these little mistakes can happen. Like, you don't expect a solo kill in the mid lane this early on. SF coming out on top, the first Blood Gold obviously helping. He had a magic wand already to go along with his Fairy Fires and Mangoes, and yeah, he's going to get fast level 3, and then that's going to give him a big advantage over this Batrider in the mid lane.
Yeah, really, that's a good point. Without that magic wand, I don't know if if he's able to make that turn in the first place. Getting that first blood prior, certainly allowing him the opportunity to make that happen. But yeah, Pudge having that great setup from Crystal Maiden, that Frostbite that you're talking about, and he's already 2 for 2 on the hooks. At least that I've seen on
another.
Screen, so.
He just got another hook down bottom onto Tofu. There's a lift back, and it looks like Tofu will survive. No, but maybe not, actually. A couple more right clicks from Gardic.
Well, Ace is the one. He has to be careful now. Yeah, 30 seconds on the hook. He doesn't even need the hook. Can he get the hook on Rubik? Oh, no. Yes, it go! I thought he had it. That tickled a little bit, but you know what? They get the core. They get Beastmaster. They're fine.
I am happy we're seeing a Pudge, and he's using meat hook. A lot of these Pudges these days, they just go these tanky builds, the Rot, the Fleshy. I mean, he's going to go for those 2 spells still, but we've seen, full hooks already. Like, playing Pudge with a setup, it's a lot more fun this one.
Yeah.
Tiny, not having so much fun.
Now he's dead, and that's unfortunate. Got off to the side. The Templar Assassin and Enchantress, of course, but finally, Gaimin Gladiators on the board. But again, first time personally getting the chance to see Hokori. I'm loving what I've seen here. This is they're a fun, high-octane team.
This mid lane has been demolished by Analog. We've got 5 last hits on Batrider to the 15-8 on Shadow Fiend, and it just snowballs. When you're losing an SF lane early on, it gets out of control fast because he just builds up all these early souls, and you're just you're sad. He's blasting everything, he's denying everything, and gets all these extra mangoes if he needs to spam you with raises. It's rough.
Yeah, I mean, 87 base damage compared to the 48 of Batrider. Yeah, it's good luck last hitting against that.
Bottom Rubik
Batrider here.
playing with fire, very low in health, and there is a meat hook available, but
Yeah, I'm with you. It's yeah, a lot of these position 1 pudges, we just see them rot it up and kind of run at people and not really go for the hook plays. But maybe this does have a bit to do with the Crystal Maiden parent, right? We up with the hook for that Frostbite, which is now level 2.
it's nice to see. And this is an early game that Korea to a fantastic start. With that said, gold-wise, it's kind of even. You look at the top net worth difference, and they haven't really pulled ahead. In fact, it's a very minor lead for Gladiators, so the laning stage is at least a bit of a wash, largely because Enigma Vitaly is not having the best time in terms of this top lane, which is kind of what we expected. The first pick Enigma got counted pretty badly.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where I think if you're Hokori, you're fine with that. But speaking of the top lane, Celery, in trouble. After Malphus stun, and that is a kill. Relicore gladly take it. Bottom lane, but she was running in, but no.
Close to that vitality boost, almost has the Vanguard. Very close to killing Ace. He TP'd to his tier 1 and had an extra long TP, it looked like, because I guess Rubik had just TP'd back to lane, so. Oh, Pudge, don't lose your courier. Okay, he's fine.
Good. 6-1 start for Hokori, and keep looking back at that Shadow Fiend. What is the Shadow Fiend build here? I assume it's going to be the physical build.
Yeah. Hook down bottom again. They've got Tofu. Can they get the rod in? Yep, he's gone. Another kill going their way. They're just adding up all the fleshy, but if they got Ace too? No, they're not level 6 from Touch. I was like, wait a second, this is 5.5 minutes in. But yeah, SF build, definitely right-click, I think, with the Pudge. It's like the only build you want to go. Like, it kind of covers the Pudge's weakness, which is like single target physical damage. If you're doing mid-SF with like a traditional carry, you may go magic damage, but right-click damage is like Dragonlance into SMY or BKB, Silver Edge type stuff.
Need to do some damage here. Crystal Maiden fading out, we'll call it. Batrider gonna be chucked right back in, and one more auto attack needed. There we go. Crystal Maiden barely alive, but managed to stay alive, although Shadow Fiend being pulled right back in, but the wand charges are plentiful. Still taking some good damage. Also this Helver Smasher being annoying, but the freeze comes out, now that thing's dead. So Shadow Fiend stays alive, and yeah, another kill going his way. It's 3-0 right now, and you can see the Dragonlance has been queued up now.
3.5k net worth. That's having an amazing time in this mid lane. Even farms an extra creep wave on low health before Batrider returns, so getting full efficiency on all of his farming, and this is really good side. 8 kills to 1. They're just having an amazing time in this early game laning stage.
Well, we can't forget about the Templar Assassin at the top lane. I know he's not doing as good as the Shadow Fiend, but about 3,000 net worth currently, so TA, his own Dragonlance, very similar to right now what the Shadow Fiend is building. Farming up here in the jungle.
And I think for Hokori, you're thinking, it's going well, but this is not the stage of the game that you're worried about. It's that kind of 15-minute mark when TA gets Deso and Beastmaster has like a Helm of the Overlord, and your towers are being pressured, Roshan's being pressured, and they have this vision from Hawk that's providing all this setup. That's where the game gets hard. So having a good lane stage helps delay some of those timings, but they need to, keep on applying pressure with this good start of theirs.
He's still on Beastmaster, not having as good a start as you'd hope for. And actually, as I say this, he's just gonna run at him and try to block a bit.
Okay.
Good job. That was a practice hook. Ooh, again the tickle.
Yeah, Lumiere's just like, all right, these setups, I'm still going, he's feeling himself, he's going for the hooks without the setup. Even though he misses that one, it's great to see the classic Pudge plays there. Some of the skill shots, not just the freebies.
Yeah, that was well played by Ace, though, using the forward body block and prevent Dismember from going off, or I'll see that for sure is a kill onto him, so. Self alive.
Going to remain tough, but he's at least at level 6 himself now. Not too far off the helm. Frostbite coming out, but Pudge didn't have the trajectory. Oh, he's got the hook now. Immediate roar coming in. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
It just doesn't matter.
Dismember though. They may turn this and go into Bat Rider.
Oh, there you go. There's a dismember. And Hokori will also join the party. Puts a stun out. No toss even needed. So yeah, Bat Rider over ambitious to make a play. Another hook. No way. Rebecca's going to hide right behind the tower and says, "You're not hooking me."
Yeah, he's trying. He's thinking about it. I mean, he's always thinking about it. And the Bat Rider TPing away means mid lane's being vacated. SF is just taking this mid tier 1 tower by himself for all this right-click damage. Max out Necromastery and top it. Most of the damage on this tower is already being done.
Yeah, he's not going to kill it, but as you said, a lot of damage being done. Hokori ready, but hugging the tower is that Templar Assassin. So yeah, Pudge, guess what? He's got the queue up of the Ags. That's what you'd expect to see. Already with the Vanguard and Phase Boots finished, so the Ags queued up and benefiting from this early farming hat. Back to the mid lane, they're going to kill the tower. There you go. Warlock gets it. Tiny, trying to get away. You see the Requiem constantly being turned on. Finally goes off right there, and it does connect for the fear, but only just a defensive measure to keep Tiny alive.
They've improved. You know, the level 1 rune fight, they ditched the Tiny. Now you've got SF throwing Requiem just to save the Tiny. So, you know, the Hokori gave his team a talking to. Like, you know, I may be a 4th position, but you guys got to help me out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, nice pickup. There's a lasso here. Needs to be a little bit careful, but... Oh! Guys, being lasso and Purge. He lost the haste. Oh, sorry, he didn't lose the haste. Just kidding.
No, he's good. Nope.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Jets on out of there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Manages to live, yeah. Kind of beating out the lasso, I suppose. Yeah, definitely going to feel for Bat Rider there, as it seemed like he might have been another spot for death, but he does manage to make it out at least. But yeah, 0-3-0. He's farming up the jungle stack the best he can. He wants those boots of travel, but this is not the Bat Rider game you're hoping for, let alone the Beastmaster goes back to that as well, but especially Bat Rider. Struggle continues. Oh, that was bottom lane, all right. Yeah. Tofu found.
Pudge is just finding kills wherever he goes. He's just demolishing this game. I mean, with a lot of help from all of his team, the CM, same for the SF, demolishing his lane. It's a core team whose 2 cores, their mid laner and their carry, are just absolutely feeling themselves here, crushing this early game.
Yeah, how is this going to translate, though? Again, you figure it's obviously looking great for Hokori, but how do they capitalize off of this lead? How aggressive do they need to continue? They've got tier 1 tower top and mid. What more do they need to be doing here?
I think right now it's keep being aggressive. Ideally, they want to be the ones who get into the Roshan pit first because of how good the Gladiators lineup is. This is perhaps a bit too soon. They don't quite have the damage to kill it off, but fighting before TA gets Nesso would be huge for them. Fighting before Bat Rider gets any items, he's going to have boots of travel, but you want to fight before this BKB, so there's a little window over the next kind of 5 to 8 minutes, I feel like, where they're going to be much stronger than the Gladiators.
I will say for the Gaimin Gladiators, again in that Bet Boom series, to kick off the day, they had to come back in both of those games against them to win that series 2-0 after they had some deficits of even 10K plus. So certainly very aware of what it takes to come back after some early deficits, which again goes back to the point, net worth-wise, it is only 1,000 right now favoring Hokori, despite the 11-1 score lead.
Yeah. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Definitely a little, the kill lead's a little misleading. At the same time, when you look at where the farm is, it's in the right places for Hokori. Like, their top 2 net worth, SF is way ahead of every other core. A lot of the reason it's maybe not a bigger gold lead is their support's dirt poor. Like, CM net worth is pitiful. But that's fine, it's a CM. You want your cores to be having good games, and similar story with the Enigma, pretty underfarmed, but it's your offlaner who's just trying to farm some team items, like get the Wraith Pack going.
Radiant are scanning.
That's a fair point. Big picture, when you zoom out a little bit, Hokori
Mir down bottom could be in trouble.
big kill for Gaimin Gladiators. Can they secure it? There is help coming in for the Crystal Maiden, but I don't think it's going to matter. Although the Dismember, that's just delaying the inevitable. So, yeah, that's the kill that Gaimin Gladiators needed to start finding an opening to claw their way back into this one. But as they get that kill, Roshan is open now. You're mentioning this, Gods, and they're going to go for this.
It's such an important part of Gaimin Gladiators' game plan, that taking it from the Radiant side. I mean, they've got such a good start that they can do this with relative ease with some good idle on micro. They are going to get a bit low, so if they get caught here, could be a bit of a problem for them, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. I don't think Gladiators have any idea this is going on.
No. Especially with them just killing the Pudge bottom lane. That's definitely one of the last things they figure is happening right there, but oh, very good choice.
Nice kill on the Pudge nonetheless. You kind of got to punish that over-aggression when he just sticks around that enemy, your tower for a little bit too long, and he's kind of doing it by himself.
Batrider, bots have been finished, working on the BKB now. Jim Boom, the struggle earlier on. He's certainly recovering, but still work to be done. Tiny's going to see him farming up a stack over here in the jungle. There's a Hellfire Smasher toss back, so Enchantress pay a little bit. So you got this Aegis now. What do you do with this Aegis here, Hokori? You really push the issue again?
Yeah, I think you're using it to kind of control the map a bit. I think right now Hokori's they're trying to farm all three lanes, which is maybe a little bit too greedy and kind of exposes you to what happened earlier with the Pudge where he gets picked off. But I think I'd like to see Pudge like push out this bot lane as quickly as possible and then go join up with the team. Ideally, they want to be playing more around this mid and top side of the map, trying to get the tier 2 tower top lane so that they can take the enemy outpost. But, you know, farming with Aegis is fine. I just think you want to be farming more aggressively on the enemy side of the map. Right now, I think Hokori playing a little bit too defensive for my liking.
Radiant's
Gaimin Gladiators, they like it, including Templar Assassin especially.
Crazily enough, they're ahead on overall goal. As he has mentioned, a lot of that is because of the supports, but still at least a sign that things aren't going all astray for them.
Yeah, it really goes back to, again, this hero kill, it really is making it seem like this is a much bigger lead than it is. So, and this Templar Assassin also just got the best later now. So, immediately pops a smoke with his teammate. They're heading bottom lane. Obviously, it would be a big kill if they can kill the Pudge down here, but...
oh, they've seen Celery here in the trees. He just poked his nose out, and Heliacor's there. Roxy, gets juked. Celery breaking ankles. He ran north when they went south. Just managed to sneak his way out of there. Bottom lane.
Bottom? Yeah, the proper roar is going to be used, but a lot of TPs coming in. Not worth it at all. Crystal Maiden, the freezing field, she eventually is cut down by the axes, and boom! Oh,
how did that miss?
Hook. I thought that was hitting for sure. The angle was there. The reach was just not long enough. But Templar Assassin, this is a big one. Black Hole, you might as well. This is a big kill. Secure it, they will. So Templar Assassin out for 40.
And I know this Batrider is maybe still lingering around, doesn't have a TP for a few more seconds, but he'll get out of there. Pudge's other ideas is headed top and looking for the Enchantress. Can't actually... So Dismember on cooldown, and there's these little shard golems, but... Here's the hook and we'll rot her down.
Tofu, meanwhile, falling elsewhere. Eventually the rot's going to kill the Enchantress, but the mid lane, that was all happening.
Okay. Alright, throwing tips to the Tiny, not sure what that one's about. Heliacor getting closer and closer to his Blink Dagger on Tiny. When they get this Blink, it just feels like they can really up the tempo as far as the plays that they're making.
TA back into it now, TP to the bottom lane, takes advantage of that farm being pushed up. But yeah, Beastmaster making the kill happen onto Enigma, has that ancient Thunderhide. To the helm of the Overlord. Kind of found his groove, and yeah, man, I remember saying that Ace was struggling early on in laning phase, and third core on the team as far as farm goes. Well, not so much anymore. He has really stepped it up. 9,000 plus. That's just Beastmaster, I suppose.
It really is. Like, you suddenly hit this mid-game point where, like, your teammates rotate to your lane, and suddenly the enemy abandoned the bottom lane, and he's just got a free tower. Had free farm through not just the bottom lane, but the jungle. Was farming Ancient, so Beastmaster's just this amazing mid-game flash farmer. He needs to use this farm now because some of his teammates have not been so fortunate with getting that same kind of space.
Taking a space, the top lane being heavily pushed in. 30 seconds on the Aegis for Shadow Fiend, so Fortification will come out to try to deter them and make this take as long as possible, but Hokori will eventually get the top tier 2. And now they make their way to the bottom because that's exactly where Gaimin Gladiators is. They're smoked up to get down here.
They defend this one. It's really hard when you're not set up. The TA trap in the bottom trees also means TPing in will get scouted. So yeah, they just have to give this up. So both teams trade tier 2 towers and trade outposts. But here come Hokori ready with this smoke to try and bypass some of this vision.
Look at his Enchantress. Saw him taking over the outpost, so a free kill on Enchantress at least, but the rest not going to be so free. Gonna lock TPs in. Obviously, Gaimin Gladiators, though, that'll be their getaway as they'll look at some creep kills before they do.
Pretty big rotation just for an Ench, though. They keep their outpost, but they'd love to get some more of these core heroes, like the Black Hole and the TA. You feel good about that one. Just 5-man smoke and killing an Ench, not quite as good.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Not as satisfying for this Radiant side, and in fact, you can see again, loving the tips coming out here. Enchantress throwing one of the in Shadow Fiend says, "Oh, you got me."
And she's like, I got your courier, so I think that's why the tip came out.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, curious to see where Hokori go. I think they still have a lot of momentum, particularly now with this tiny Blink Dagger. They have another playmaking tool, and it's going to be paired up with Pudge also having a Blink Dagger, so they've got 2 of these heroes that have this insta-jump catch. And SF is reaching that level 15 mark, which means presence or affecting buildings. So now Hokori have some pretty strong push of their own.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Something to take advantage of, certainly, if you're Hokori.
Are fortified.
But then start seeing group up and answer that in the near future. Pudge with the axe finish. Of course, got the blink now as well, and might come into play soon here. He's Beastmaster nearby. Can't get the jump on it though. He just sees all the army of Beastmaster.
And his teammates are headed this way. They're looking to connect, and Tiny a bit far ahead of the rest of the team, but will find Ace here. Doesn't want to.
Unfortunate, so there was a chance there, a little bit of a window it felt like, but yeah, unable to capitalize on it.
I kind of like that he waited and didn't just instantly jump when he was in blink range, because his teammates were actually too far away. So if he blinks in there, he maybe gets a toss back, but he's almost certainly going to die, and they're not guarantee any kill on whoever he initiates on. So I think smart of him to play that one a bit more cautiously.
How about Shadow Fiend, by the way? Very high priority going the butterfly.
TA, Beastmaster, yes. I mean, SF is one of these nice parries where most of the kind of stat or right-click items work, so you can just kind of want to itemize for the given game. And against single target right-clicks, against TA, Butterfly is an annoying item because TA doesn't like to build MKB, definitely can and may do so after seeing this Butterfly, but it's just a good item.
Radiant are scanning.
Red timer gonna wear off for Roshan. It's gonna be about a little over a minute spawn for Roshan. So Ace.
They've seen Enigma. Gets the Wraith Pact out. That's not gonna save his life.
Oh, Primal Roar lockdown, easy kill. Tiny now, he's next in line, being slowed down. Sticking napalms, continuing to add up. The Wild Axe is cut through, and even that ancient Granite Golem is beating his face in, and getting the kill on the Tiny as well.
Yeah, I mean, Enigma had the sentry, saw them, knew he'd been scouted with the Hawk flying over, but you're an Enigma, there's no Blink Dagger, and you've got this Gladiators lineup that just runs at you with a Drums Beastmaster. They just move so quickly, and now they storm their way to the top lane, take a T1 tower. So Gladiators, some of the moves they're making are just very decisive.
Okay, what? I don't know if you caught that, but the double damager was pulled up on the ledge by Pudge for Shadow Fiend to come over and take it. He went over to take it, and then Rubik hooked the rune back on his side, and so Shadow Fiend ended up just killing it instead. And that was some funky interaction there.
That was a fun game. Stolen meat hook there, that's it. amazing pickup for Rubik.
Yeah. Oh, okay, well, that's an illusion. Aether lens as well, by the way, on the Rubik, so even more reach.
Oh. Hook with the telekinesis is pretty brutal combo. That's something they have to be very careful with their positioning about.
It feels like, though, they got this butterfly, no MKB yet. He is going to start working on it, but this is kind of that window, right, for Hokori. Like, you got to take advantage of this massive farm on Shadow Fiend, specifically the butterfly pickup. You can't just sit back and static farm.
No, they're kind of trying to play around Roshan, but I think the fact that Rubik has Meat Hook kind of actually screws over a lot of the moves and plays they can make. They need to maybe get a smoke and be the ones getting the jump, but first it's Gladiators, again, making these moves aggressively, smoking up. They've got some good ways to scout. They get the ward on the high ground cliff, and now they see Hokori.
As the jump, Pudge is found. Oh, the hook back onto the Crystal Maiden, I believe that is. Tiny gonna do it again with the stun, but Pudge, he's dead. He buys back immediately. They do kill Enchantress in the process. Analog, slow it down, try to get close enough to get any kind of auto attacks in. Can't really find any actual hero targets. Templar Assassin. Blink in, feel the core, toss back onto the Rubik. On the high ground, though, is that Fat Runner, so they will kill Tiny. Rubik, he buys back immediately. And they just continue. So technically, nobody dead just yet. As the buybacks flow in, Pudge, he, remember, bought back himself, has to be careful. Analog, will be jumping back in, goes to the Dismember in a bad spot, though, for this was a Templar Assassin. It's going to come at a cost for his own life, but they do get the kill on a TA, so worth it. Likely. Bat Rider's also tossed back, and now it's Hokori winning this fight.
Tiny gonna get picked off going way too far forward alone, though, so in the end it comes at a pretty heavy cost. Diebacks on 2 heroes.
Yeah.
Analog has a Manta Cell, so he shouldn't be able to get chased down here, so 2 diebacks, but worth it if they get this Roshan. They got 3 kills out of it, including the oh-so important TA. They can't really just walk into Roshan necessarily.
It's awkward, yeah, because it's like they want to secure it, but just by himself, that he really can't.
They want to just run in there. The vision that Gladiators can get from the Beastmaster and even just 2 supports are enough to kind of scare them off the Roshan pit, so Corey gonna have to wait for another good fight, and the big issue is, like, because they were diebacks, their respawn timers are just so much longer, so all of a sudden it's like a 3v5 for a little bit. They did not want to get caught inside Roshan with a potential respawn from the Gladiators heroes, but now that their Pudge and Tiny are respawning, they're like, okay, let's get back in. Being scattered, walk right on top of them.
Eidolon's assisting. Here comes Beastmaster. The Alpha Wolf is sent in. For the right time, Requiem. The Requiem took, oh, but the last hits, and now trying to finish off with the Black Hole. Going to be used as well, but the hit is snatched by the Bat Rider, so Boom picks it up. He will die. He's going to be resurrecting, though. Off to the side, you got Templar Assassin living. He lost his team in a Rubik, though, but the cut down on Shadow Fiend. He has buyback, not using it yet. Meanwhile, it's going to lock down Pudge using the Dismember on Templar Assassin. The auto attacks trying to kill the Enigma, ain't going to work. And Templar Assassin is dead. Enchantress also locked in place. And despite losing the Shadow Fiend and the Aegis, Hokori will come out on top of the fight.
Yeah, they somehow... Beastmaster, by the way, there was a he got denied by SF. I think Enchantress enchanted the illusion, so it counted as a deny somehow. I'm not entirely sure. But yes, apparently the SF denied the Beastmaster. Even though he's on the enemy team, so it should be a kill. But I'm pretty sure that's... I mean, it's kind of like a bug, not a bug, but it's like, I think it should be like Enchantress denied him, or he denied himself.
Sure, yeah. That is some funky stuff there. Wow. But anyway, again, the big picture, though, how about that? Like, the fact they lose the Shadow Fiend, they lose the Aegis. No, that's one of those things. It's like, hey, he's been around for so long, guys. It's like, what the hell is that about?
I'm just getting kited.
That's huge. Yeah, this is something, by the way.
Is he going to die again? Boom's just kind of toying with him, but luckily, maybe he's got some backup to play around. But yeah, SF just hidden like a truck in the Roshan pit. Even a heads-up play coming in from the... You'll see it here again. The Bat Rider preemptively BKB'd knowing a potential Requiem was there, and the Black Hole tried to secure the Aegis, but Boom was just so fast with the Aegis pickup. Really nice play from him, and somehow SF just life-stealing his way through this all. I thought he was just going to die so much faster.
How did that deny happen? I mean, we're trying to see it right there, but...
I think he enchanted the illusion after the right click had already gone. Okay. I think that's the way. If the right click's mid-air and you enchant the illusion, it like counts as a deny. So, like the attack happened maybe when SF owned the illusion, and then suddenly Ench owned it. I don't know. So that's my guess.
No, that makes sense to me as far as the logic there. Sure. So, all right. Well, anyways, back to everyone being alive. Is Satanic now picked up by Shadow Fiend? Go with that butterfly. So, not surprised he's just bigger and better. He's also almost level 20, and I think that's kind of another spike. Of course, that +3 damage for Sultan is massive. That's a BKB. TA. No. The Dismember in trouble. Uh-oh, this is a big kill if they can get it. Tiny comes in as well, and they secure it. 70 seconds. TA's out for.
Yeah. And you mentioned the SF hitting level 20. He's going to combine that with the Aghanim Shard, which is a really nice damage burst tool as well. So, Butterfly, Satanic. This SF is just massive. The Paladin Sword really synergizes with what he wants to do as well. So, tricky situation all of a sudden for Gaimin Gladiators.
Himself in a tough spot. Templar Assassin still working on that MKB. I mean, almost has it. Wasn't for that death, pretty much would have had it now. But of course, dying not only has to wait to resurrect, but to farm the MKB, and now this tier 3 tower top lane. I don't know if they're going to be able to really defend this without the Templar Assassin, confidently at least.
Feels like they're giving this one up. Even with no agents in hand, the SF is just someone they don't have an answer to. They're just split pushing bottom. Ace is just sending his summons with the drums and hoping for a bit of a trade here.
Well, not really going to get the trade, but getting a lot of tower damage down there, as you mentioned, with Ace pushing. Rax. Back up top, the melee racks, they want the kill on it, and they're going to get it. So the top rack's completely cleared out. Templar Assassin is now back. Ace, though, is going to get the bottom tower, so it feels like, you know, considering the situation, not too bad for Gaimin Gladiators. You get something out of it.
Ace doesn't get picked off bottom or anything. In fact, he's got Boom, who's TP'd down here, but... In fact, the entire Gladiators team, they're coming down on this outpost. They want to take and fight, it seems.
That's because they got to jump. That's Tiny, the support Tiny. It's going to be a quick kill. And that's all it'll be for now.
The gig's up a bit, though. Like, once you reveal that, I think Hokori are like, okay, bottom side of the map, not the best place to be. Let's just get the hell out of here. Go farm some Ancients and get up for... I mean, it's kind of early to set for Roshan, but at least that's something they're going to be thinking about right now. There's 2-2 towers, so they're not really looking at any kind of another high ground push anytime soon.
Got Shadow Fiend. Again, now he is level 20. You mentioned the shard effect that he has. He has the 3,000 gold saved up, and gets him inside that. He's thinking about a Linken's, but he's also smoked up with his teammates. Head into his own jungle. Ooh, Hawk, but of course being smoked, they're good.
Looks like Gaimin Gladiators know about this one. Batrider TP's out, although TA's still in the neighborhood.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Now I'm starting to see a bit of a fall off as far as non-SF heroes on the Hokori side, particularly with that dieback on the Pudge. Lumiere's farm progression has slowed down quite heavily. It really is all in on the SF as far as their late game goes.
Yeah, it definitely is. That as well. But, I mean, the overall net worth continues to be a really similar story of just very, very close, really, in this game. And it feels like so much could potentially happen, but you know, big black hole
is under attack
from Enigma certainly could be a game changer, and he's got a blink to allow him to do so. I'm still, of course, there's plenty of stoppers on the other side, but
they know where the TA is. They found her.
There's a black hole. Remember to follow.
Perfect awareness. They saw the trap, I guess, get cast, so they knew TA was nearby somewhere in the trees, and they just instantly blinked forward. With the gem on the Enigma, they're able to find the TA. That's such a big find there. I thought the TA was honestly being pretty clever. Just got a little bit too greedy by throwing out that trap, and Hokori pounced.
Yeah, I mean, being clever is greedy, but why is he even down in the first place? You gotta, but sure, it's easier for us to say that, I suppose, but Templar Assassin dead.
That's so costly. That's just a lane of racks off of that one mistake. And honestly, Hokori being so fast to respond was definitely impressive. Yeah, I totally agree. You're right, though. If you're down there, don't show yourself. Don't risk it, because you just lost a lane of racks for your team.
Well, definitely well played by Enigma. Start that off and allow that catch to happen. Ace continuing to do what he can, at least. Yeah. And that's doing the Rat Dota now. He's going to start pushing the top lane. Response.
Feels tricky, though. You've lost 2 lanes of racks. Means there's just going to be constant pressure coming your way. It makes it that much harder to contest next Roshan as well. Hokori can just wait for that black hole cooldown before they take another fight. They'll probably be playing a little bit passive for the next minute or so. There's no rush right now. Roshan, we'll see that timer in 20 seconds time about how long they're going to have to wait for it. And of course, as mentioned, the black hole, something they don't want to really take a team fight without.
Gladiators, they want to take a fight. 5 smoked up. He buys the haster. I'm going to go for it. There we go. The Lotus Orb, though. Oh, what a Lotus Orb reaction. Fiddly in the background. Gonna kind of cut them off. The Primal Roar catches Enigma. Freezing Field being channeled as well. The Dismember helps to kill the TA. TA's out for another 70 seconds. Ace is now in trouble. It's gonna be run down. You see those auto attacks and Shadow Fit, how much damage they do. That BKB's gonna be wearing off in a second. And the third core is going to go down for the side of Gaimin Gladiators. So another very successful fight for Hokori. Oh, it almost got better. Once again, Pudge.
They're tipping the Tiny. Tiny's the one who had the Lotus Orb. Even Boone himself, the Batrider, he tipped Tiny for that play. He's just like, dude, he insta-blinked faster. He was so fast on it. And he still got the Lotus off. That's just a game-winning play right there. Honestly, Tiny, just for that play alone, is probably the MVP of this game.
Well, catching Templar Assassin in the jungle, those reactions of Enigma, and then exactly right there, Tiny with the Lotus Orb, absolutely agree. I mean, that's just mega creeps. It was just 1, 2, 3 with the racks, They pushed top racks, kind of just, it was a TA kill that they got earlier right at the top lane. Yeah. Same thing, bottom lane, and now this one to complete it. So the mega creeps are spawning, and Gladiators is hanging in this one, but it's just all but over at this point. The tier 4 towers are now dying as well. One's already killed. There's a buyback on the Beastmaster, but it's going to be a 5-player smoke reset. And I mean, Roshan is up, so they could have, I suppose, just go back there and secure a Roshan if you're Hokori.
Yeah. This is TI Dota, no chances. You get megas, you're happy to back off and take a Roshan because you don't want to leave anything to chance or potential throws. Right, they've smoked up, but they're not going to be able to get out to this Roshan pit in time. It's gonna fall before they get here. The Hulk is going to be flying on out, but I don't see this working.
Roshan has fallen to the radar.
Nope. Log picks it up. They got the Ags on Enigma, it looks like. Black hole upgrade as the hook hits. Get the push back, and Chandra is going to be Dismember. The long range Dismember there, but easy kill. Oh.
Now they can go for that killing blow down the mid lane, go for that last tier 4 tower and the throne. See if there's any defense for the Gaimin Gladiators side. It's going to come down to some kind of like lasso into fountain or something, it feels like. It's hard to imagine that working. This SF is getting so massive. And finds a double damage. We're getting ported around by the meat hook too.
Extra mobility, nice. Let's go. Push down middle lane, they say. Double damage here in this match. The Lotus Orb already applied. What do? The answer is you ain't got much of a choice for Gaimin Gladiators other than just auto attack and hope for the best, I guess. I mean, your Ancient's dying. You got to try something.
Yeah, a little bit low.
That's going to be the Lotus Orb play once again. The black hole in the back left stopped pretty quickly. Caught TA, but again, stop doesn't really matter though. Shadow Fiend still well alive. Templar Assassin cannot say the same. She is dead. Batrider gets the last off on a punch, only to die a couple of auto attacks later. And let's go ahead and say Hokori is going to take game 1 against Gaimin Gladiators. Impressive performance. I mean, I'm loving what I'm seeing, God. This is a fast-paced team. They love to play fast, you can tell. And they're playing well.
Oh, very well. I think on the Gaimin Gladiator side, not the cleanest game. I mean, the game where you give up this many kills in the lane stage, like you can lose the lanes, but you shouldn't be losing lanes.